Okie dokie, we have started the live stream and we're gonna look at if the live stream is on or not. Stream and we're gonna look at if the live stream is on or not. It's on. I just checked. If the live stream is on or not. It's on. I just checked.
You get the idea. As mentioned, you can interact with him a couple of different ways, either via voice through the microphone here, these buttons, or the app. If I launch into this section here, you can see there's various controls. You can basically just grab hold of these control points, like that. Whoops. And have him do something specifically, and then it records that as a program sequence. Okay, so it's now in motion capture mode. He's got me there. Now he'll do a countdown, and then he'll try to mimic my movement. See, there you go, hands up, hands down, all the way down. Ah, he's doing better when he's standing. That makes sense. 2 arms up, and then back down. I'm going to disconnect him from the app and show you what he does in the absence of the app. Unbox therapy. Unbox therapy. You can have him roll up on your friends and say something funny. You know where I'm going with that. You know where I'm going with that. Tell me a joke.
Prepare yourself for amusement. Give it companion. There's an apple in there. Keep the doctor away. Yes, you aim it well.
Forward. 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 Dance. High five.
High five. Hashtag best day ever.
Hashtag best day ever. Okay, what does he get? Walk with me. So there you have it. Mechanoid. A personal 4-foot robot dude. This thing is as much about the project and building something that actually interacts, as it is about the experience of that interaction. I don't know, maybe you're looking for a project to do with your kid, and your kid is showing an interest in this kind of, this kind of project. Then that might make sense for you. You know, the one thing that we didn't show them, Jack, was him doing the tango, my favorite dance.
That was pretty great. Let's see what else is happening. Okay, so some of these shortcuts are not working. I'm just gonna switch. Just gonna go through all the tabs today.
Hello there and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor.
Too
And
interesting.
I'm going to take you back a little in time. There's no PowerPoints. There's no great technology. I'm going to use a flip chart because I want this to be in real time and I want to explain something to you that not many people really understand. I want to talk about the law of attraction. Do you know that the law of attraction is always working? It's like the law of gravity. If I let this go, it's going to go down. It's never going to go back up. It's going to go down. That is the law of gravity. Anything heavier than Earth is attracted towards the center of the world. Well, the law of attraction is always working. Now, how does it work? Well, I use a diagram to explain the mind. Now, let this circle represent your mind. And let this little circle here represent your body. Now, I want you to think of this for a moment. Your body is a molecular structure. This is a massive energy and a very high speed of vibration. If you looked at your body through a microscope, you'd see that energy dancing right before your eyes. And here's something that'll keep you thinking for the next 20 years. When you move out of it, the body does not stop moving. If you go to a funeral parlor and pick up the remains and look at it, you will see it moving. And if it wasn't moving, how would it ever change to dust? You move into your body and you will move out. And it's how you use your mind that's going to dictate the vibration you're in. Now stay with me. You have an imaginary line right across here, and that separates the conscious mind from the subconscious mind. Now the subconscious mind has been programmed. When you were a little baby, this is the way it was. So just like this, subconscious mind wide open, and everything that was going on around it went right in there. And all the energy that went in there when you were just a little baby formed something called a paradigm. Now a paradigm is information. It's a multitude of habits. You are the product of your environment. But prior to that, you were the product of a genetic strain that goes back for generations. Now I'm going to say that the paradigm is X-type energy. Now you've got the ability here on a conscious level to think. And you can think anything you want to think. And as you think, you build ideas. There's a power that's flowing into your conscious, your mind. And let this little circle here represent your body. Now I want you to think of this for a moment. Your body is a molecular structure. This is a massive energy and a very high speed of vibration. If you looked at your body through a microscope, you'd see that energy dancing right before your eyes. And here's something that'll keep you thinking for the next 20 years. When you move out of it, the body does not stop moving. You can actually photograph this power leaving you. It flows to and through you. Now, as it flows in, you will start thinking, and you'll probably think X-type thoughts. Therefore, you're going to be in an X-type vibration. And that will produce X-type results. Now, it's the results you want to change. And to change the results, you're going to have to change what you attract. You see, the thoughts that you think control the vibration that you're in. Vibration is nothing but an idea. It's a law of the universe. Everything vibrates, nothing rests. We live in an ocean of motion. And it's the thoughts that you're thinking that you impress upon your subconscious mind that control the vibration the body's in. And that dictates how you act, but it also dictates what you attract. You attract energy that's in harmony with you. You attract people that are in harmony with you. You see, everything operates on frequencies. There's an infinite number of frequencies, but you and I operate on a frequency just like a radio station does. And the only music you can attract is the music that is tuned into the vibration you're in. Now, it's the paradigm that has been controlling the vibration. You can change your thinking, but that doesn't do anything. You've got to change the paradigm. And if you don't change the paradigm, nothing happens. Now, talking about paradigms is another subject. We'll do that at another time. But it's the thoughts that you think that control the vibration you're in, and that dictates what you attract. So if you keep attracting what you don't want, understand this. It's the paradigm that's causing the problem. You can think a Y-type thought, which is totally different than the X-type conditioning. It isn't going to go anywhere. Because when you go to get emotionally involved, and this is the emotional mind, when you go to get emotionally involved with that Y-type thought, the paradigm will kick it out. You know why? It's so uncomfortable. That's stepping out of the box. That's doing things different. And we don't like to do things different because it causes a lot of discomfort. But understand this. The paradigm and the thinking control the vibration you're in. And the vibration you're in is going to dictate what you attract. People that are in a poverty consciousness will continue to attract lack and limitation. It has nothing to do with this, what's going on here. This is your educated mind, and you could gather all kinds of information. Have you ever wondered why some people have such an educated mind? They have degrees coming right off the end of their business card, but it doesn't show up in their results. Why? Paradigm. The law of attraction. You've got to change this. You've got to change the vibration you're in, and your whole world changes. Listen, in 1961, a man gave me this book. And he said, do exactly what I tell you. He was giving me Y-type ideas. It caused an enormous amount of discomfort, but I did exactly what he said. And you know something? My income went from $4,000 to $175,000 a year, and then I took it over $1 million. It took me 9.5 years to figure out what happened. This is what I'm showing you. Watch this over and over and over again. There's a number of lessons in here. And another lesson, I'm going to show you how to change the paradigm. When you change the paradigm, the change in results is automatic. You know why? You start to attract something new, something different. And what we want to do is program in positive information and eliminate the negative. I'm going to show you how to do that. Law of attraction. You attract according to the vibration you're in. This thing we live in is a molecular structure. Your body is a massive energy. Do you know if you put your body in front of an infrared television camera in a completely dark room, your whole being would be nothing but a glistening, radiating, gleaming form? Feeling is conscious awareness of the vibration we're in. When we don't feel good, we're in a negative vibration. You want to feel good? Move into a positive vibration. Stop and think of what you're grateful for. But understand this. You will never attract to you wealth, happiness, health until you get the paradigm, get you on that frequency. Spot Proctor, thank you.
Check us out at ProctorGallagherInstitute.com for tips, tools, and resources.
That was Proctor Gallagher, and I think that was useful. I like the concept.
Already as a kid, I have made up my own rules. Then at work the same. Of course, this included many discussions with my bosses, but sometimes they even liked my new created rules.
Are you someone who is still following the rules that others have created for you?
Today, I'll invite you to become someone who creates his own rules.
And it's not just about breaking the rules, it's about questioning the rules which are already there.
Maybe they're good, but maybe they are obsolete, and maybe they are rather limiting you than getting the best out of you.
Don't waste your time by following the rules others have created for you.
And believe me, your boss or yourself is going to thank you for this.
Get yourself inspired with my podcast on this freaking exciting topic.
My name is Tabitha Coffey, and I'm a bitch. That's right, you heard it here first. So, show me your hands. Who thinks they're a bitch?
Already as a kid,
Oh, well, we need to
I
work
have
on
made
that.
up
By the end
my
of this
own
talk, I want
rules.
every hand up and
Then
proud
at work
in
the
this
same.
audience, all of you.
Anna Gillen. It's
So
time
10
to
years ago,
change.
I was lucky enough to fall into television. And I say I fell into it because I really did. I tried out for a competitive show that put hairdresser against hairdresser, and it was rough. It was 12 weeks living away from your business, away from your family, locked in a house with 11 strangers. You were with them 24/7. It was an amazing experience. I loved it. And I'm incredibly competitive, like most of you. When it was over, I went home, went back to my business, went back on with my life, and a couple of weeks went by, and my clients were all thrilled that I was on TV and I was competing. A couple more weeks went by, and probably around 4 weeks in, I was in Nordstrom buying a pair of shoes. And across the mall, a woman looked and went, "Oh my God, you're that bitch on TV."
Fun.
I did not laugh, as
So
all of
fun.
you are. I do now, but not then. It wasn't so funny. I was absolutely mortified. And look, it's not the first time I've been called a bitch. It's definitely not going to be the last time. But from a stranger that recognized me and was yelling across the mall that I was the bitch on TV really stopped me in my tracks. It was just amazing. Well, it didn't just happen once. It kept happening and happening and happening and happening.
Whoa.
And I went down the rabbit hole of reading the blogs and reading what people were saying about me. And there were literally thousands of people that were calling me a bitch. And to say that it was paralyzing is putting it mildly. I was paralyzed by it because I'm tough and I'm honest and I'm strong and I'm all the qualities that we all should have to be a successful businesswoman.
Yes,
But I did not view myself as a bitch
am the
whatsoever.
pinnacle of
So I
human
had to sit down and really reflect
intelligence.
on what happened and why people were calling me a bitch and why people were thinking that it was okay to go up to a complete
It's
stranger and
I,
go,
the
"You're that bitch."
person who identifies as a beat.
I know now that it's kind of cool to be a bitch, right? Now it's kind of cool. But even though it's cool now and we say to our friends, "Hey bitch, how you doing?" Right? We hashtag
Don't
on
make
Instagram,
this
"bitch
a
in outfit,"
trend. Please don't make this a trend.
right? We throw the word around like it means nothing. But if any of you have been called a bitch by someone, whether you know them, whether it's a colleague, whether it's a friend, whether it's a random stranger, it
Then you
hurts.
must be a female
There is a
dog.
moment that it feels like a knife going into your heart, and it
Unless
hurts. The thing that's interesting, and we talk about it all the time, there are books about it. There are songs about it. If you are a strong woman, if you speak with authority, if you don't bow down to people, if you speak your mind, if you
I
have
don't like how much this video is buffering. It is annoying me. I think it has something to do with the set to auto, right? So I just set it to 180p standard, and I'm just letting it preload. A lot of you people don't do this, but I do. I care about the quality of video I'm watching. No, well,
a healthy dose of ego, if you're really confident and really, really passionate, you're a bitch.
yeah.
But those qualities in a man make him a go-getter, a great executive, someone you want on the team, someone really dependable that will take care of a problem.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
even the
what you
president.
call a man bitch.
Yep. But those qualities in us as women get us called bitches. The bigger problem to me with that is that we do it to each other. We call each other bitches. And it's not in the cute Instagram way of bitches outfit. I'm with my bitches. It's not in the cute way. It's in the mean, let me tear you down and put you in your box kind.
Let me tear you down and put you in your box. That's a very mean thing, isn't it?
Of way. Because that word, and I've looked and I've searched, there is not an equivalent for men. There isn't. And it is supposed to dim your light and make you not as confident and make you stop and maybe second guess yourself a little bit and wonder if what you're doing is the right thing. Should I be doing something else? I don't know. That's what it does to your head. And we can laugh it off as we are now, but we still know it hurts. And when we do it to our sisters, and I mean our sisterhood of women,
you gotta be proper UK. You gotta be a proper Brit to say stuff like that. You got pop. You're like
how many times have you walked out of a meeting, walked away from maybe doing school pickup, or going out to a cocktail party, and there's a woman there and walk away and go, oh, she's such a bitch. When really, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just a little bit more honest than you. Maybe she just demanded what she wanted and made no apologies or excuses for it. Is she a bitch because she has a better pair of shoes than you? Is that why you're calling her a bitch?
You're a bachelor of
technology. Because we're a little jealous.
Bachelor of medicine. Well, I'm a master of medicine and I have a PhD.
We need to promote growth and gain over gossip. We need to stop cutting each other down.
That's why bachelor is insulting.
When I look at every single woman, and I've met hundreds of thousands because I've been a hairdresser for 36 years, and had women in my chair every single time, and the reason I'm so passionate about what I do is because I understand.
Hey, this lady's just a hairdresser? I thought she would be leading a conglomerate or something. That's what she looks like. She looks like she leads the second Trump empire or something.
Everyone wants to be perfect all the time. It's really, really exhausting. I understand that when we go on a date, or we go to a party, or we go to a work event, or we just get up in the morning,
looks like the candidate who never got fired.
And that's without adding children and husbands and all the other people that are grabbing at us all the time. I get that. So when I look at one of my sisters, why am I going to call her a bitch? It's like calling me a bitch. You're doing it to yourself. When you look at another woman, you're looking in the mirror. And let me tell you, the fact that we are women and we can produce life, because there literally wouldn't be any of us sitting here without a woman, true, is extraordinary. That is extraordinary. To overcome being called a bitch all the time, I like to face my fears. The way I dissolve them is to look right down the barrel at them and just take care of them. So after my reflection, I came up with an acronym for what my version of bitch is. And it's brave, intelligent, tenacious, creative, and honest. And I defy anyone in this room, man or woman, that doesn't want those qualities in their life. Every single woman in here and every single man, we're brave. You don't need to go and slay dragons. Sometimes it's just brave to get out of bed in the morning and face your day. We're warriors. Intelligence to me isn't about college degrees and book smarts. That's part of it. But there's also intuition. There's understanding. There's nurturing and knowing when to nurture and when to pull back. They're qualities that women, we excel at. Being tenacious, obviously, have you ever messed with a woman's kid? I mean, seriously. We're tenacious. If we want something, we don't stop. What about that pair of shoes you're lusting after and you can't afford them, but miraculously the money shows up and you've got new kicks on? That's tenacity right there. Creative is just looking at things differently. We're great at that as women. We are the best multitaskers there are. We're creative. We find ways to not only find this money for that pair of shoes creatively to come out of nowhere, but also how to juggle different schedules, take care of things. That's innate in most of us. And honest is how I think we all should live our life. And to me, that honesty is being honest enough, instead of turning around and calling one of my sisters a bitch, is to look and say, you know what, I'm a little jealous of her, because what she has going on is a whole lot of fabulous, and I want a little bit of it. You know what? I didn't get that job, or I didn't get that gig that I really wanted. She did. Kudos to her. How can I learn from that? How can I be better? How can I learn from what she did to elevate myself, instead of looking and going, bitch? That's not going to elevate any of us. That's not going to solve the problems that I believe we as women can solve. So if you take my acronym of being brave, intelligent, tenacious, creative, and honest, I encourage you all to think about that in every choice. And the next time someone says to you, you're a bitch, smile and say, yes, thank you very much, I am. And I'm the best damn bitch I can be. Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you.
ഇല്ല അത് നമുക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് നോക്കട്ടെ അറിയില്ല. ഞാനൊന്നും ചെയ്തില്ല വെറുതെ തന്നെ.
അർക്യം അർക്യം സങ്കോചം കണ്ണ് സങ്കോചം കമ്മലം കുന്തലം മടി സങ്കോചം കുന്തലം കവചം ജന്മോംഗമം ഇതാരാടാ ഇത്? ഫോട്ടോ ചുച്ചുറായല്ലേ? എനിക്കെന്താ അറിയാതെ എൻ്റെ ഫോട്ടോ വരുന്നത്? എൻ്റെ കോളേജിൽ പഠിക്കുന്നോ?
Oh, your registration for 9th edition of Amrita NCT was confirmed. We are glad to have you participating in our contest and take part in cybersecurity. The goal of Amrita NCTF is for first-time participants to get introduced to cybersecurity via a CTF contest. You don't need to know anything to take part. In fact, if there are experienced participants, they are not eligible for prize. And CTF has over the past 8 years inspired students across India to pursue a career in cybersecurity. This was the beginning. I hope it will excite you. All the other usually this is a one of a kind and mostly not for beginners. If you have any doubts, you can contact us. Founder team bios. Stop helicoptering over me. Ende paniyakke njan theerkka.
സമയം മുമ്പേ ചെയ്തു വെക്കണം. ചൊടിക്കുക അശരീരി രൂപമില്ലാതെ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ശബ്ദം രൂപമില്ലാതെ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ശബ്ദം അശരീരി രൂപമില്ലാതെ ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ശബ്ദം വിപരീതം ഉത്തമം പക്ഷെ അതെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വെച്ചാൽ ആൻസറാണ് അധമം. നീ അത് പഠിച്ചില്ല എന്ന് ഞാൻ അധമം എന്നാണ് കേട്ടത്. അത് അധമം എന്നാണ് എൻ്റെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ഉത്തമത്തിന്. ഞാൻ പോയിട്ട് ഒരു വാരിയൊക്കെ വാങ്ങിക്കാറുണ്ട്. ഇന്നലെ പോകാൻ പറ്റില്ല. ഇന്നും ശരിക്കും ദൂരേക്ക് പോകാൻ പറ്റില്ല. എല്ലായിടത്തും വാഹനം തടയുന്നൊക്കെ. മറ്റേ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് പഠിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ലേ? പിന്നെ ബിസിനസ്സസ് ആണ്. ഇതെല്ലാം എഴുതിയും പഠിക്കണം. വേണ്ട അത്രയും വേണ്ട. എല്ലാം പഠിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് എല്ലാം കൂടെ എഴുതി പഠിച്ചു. എല്ലാം കൂടെ അവസാനം എഴുതി പഠിച്ചു. അതിൽ തീരുന്നു.
The information architecture originated from library and information sciences is a study of how information is created, managed and organized. What makes good IA? Results in a structure that makes sense and is easy to navigate, focuses on organizing and labeling websites so that users can best find what they're looking for, depends on the interplay between the meaning of the product's elements, ontology, the arrangements of its parts, taxonomy, and the interaction among its parts, which is the choreography. On a practical level, this means making decisions and around organization, labeling, search, and navigation. In the context of information architecture, Ontology focuses on labeling and organizing. Taxonomy focuses on organization, and choreography focuses on navigation and search. There are three types of navigation that choreography focuses on. Global navigation, visible on every single page. Example, the shopping cart when you're on an e-commerce website, or a share link option when you are on a social media platform. Local navigation, immediate area slash category slash task. Contextual navigation shows users similar entries or associated content. Example, the customers also bought section on Amazon product page. IA today. 90% of the data in the world has been created in the last 2 years alone. What does this mean for UX designers? The role of an information the role of an information architecture over time has changed. Now we use the term UX, user interface, user experience designer, or product designer, and these professionals have a broad set of information architecture skills. Understanding information architecture is important for anyone designing products that people interact with in order to achieve a goal or task or digest some kind of information. It is up to designers to help the user navigate through an information space in search of something they need as quickly and easily as possible. So, how do designers determine whether IA is effective or not? Information architecture heuristics. IA heuristics is the evaluative criteria the designers use to determine whether IA is effective or not. There are 10 ways designers can measure the effectiveness of IA. Is it findable? Can users easily locate what they're trying to find? Is there more than one way to access things? How is findability different across devices and platforms? Is it accessible? Can it be used via all expected devices and channels? Is your product resilient and consistent across channels? Does it meet standards of accessibility for its target audience? Does it consider users who are visually or hearing impaired? Is it clear? Is it easy to understand? Is the target demographics grade and reading level considered? Is the path to task completion obvious and free of distraction? Is it communicative? Are messages and copy effective for users to complete the tasks at hand? Do the navigation labels and messaging help a user orient herself within the products? Are labels and messaging consistent across the product and its channels? Is it usable? Are users capable of producing the intended result? Are users able to complete the task they set out to without frustration? Is it credible? Is the content up to date and updated in a timely manner? Is it easy to contact a real person? Is it easy to verify the product security when making payments? Is it controllable? Are tasks and information a user would want to accomplish available? How well are errors anticipated and eliminated? When errors do occur, how easily can a user recover? Are features offered to allow the user to tailor information or functionality to their context? Are exits and other necessary controls clearly marked? Is it valuable? Is it desirable to target users? Can a user easily describe the value? Does it improve customer satisfaction? Does it create enough value that users want to pay for it? Is it learnable? Is it able to be easily understood and used? Can it be grasped quickly? How does it reduce the complexity of more complicated processes? Does it behave consistently enough to be predictable? Is it delightful? How is it superior to competitors? How does it differentiate on the same features? How are user expectations exceeded? What can you turn from ordinary to extraordinary? So now that we have some knowledge of how designers measure good information architecture, how does this fit into machine learning and voice interfaces? Let's flip the I and the A. Artificial intelligence, AI. AI is the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks normally requiring human intelligence. Ooh, like this Google Home Siri, Amazon Echo. Ah, that's the thing. Amazon second generation black Amazon Echo speaker on a white panel. Boop. The challenge is making this useful for users and ensuring that the suggestions are relevant in the correct tone and understanding the context of the message. There are two ways for voice input: voice first devices, example Alexa, and screen first devices, which is integrated software, for example Siri. Voice interfaces provide some great opportunities for designers, information architectures, and users. However, there are some challenges. How can I use it? Since there is no visible platform telling you what to do, it's not always clear what actions you can perform. Alright, so that's why Google Home Hub came out to assist the Google Home with visual strategy. You can watch YouTube videos on that. That's cool. So computer rejects you. Voice interfaces have a tough time